hello everyone. As long as the audio is working, welcome to the Saturday live stream. Sorry about last week. Got kind of busy and it was hard to squeeze it in. So, I'm here today. Let me make sure that the audio is all right, and we'll be on our way, or I will, depending on what's going down here. It's going live, but still no video yet. Come on, I need to make sure the audio is working. Oh, I forgot to rebirth. Maybe I'll live stream me doing that. Yep, okay. Audio is working fine. Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday live stream. Again, I said that. But yeah, so Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is Pacific Daylight Time at the moment. To watch our live stream, and Ride Channel 4 is usually where we meet up inside Dunbarton Church. You can see the cityscape of Dunbarton right there on the map. I don't know if cityscape was the right word, but I said it. So there's Dunbarton. You can see it says the name way up there for some reason. Not entirely sure. But yeah, Saturday live stream, and I can rebirth, so I'm going to do that real quick. I forgot to rebirth before the age time, like I meant to this morning, but that didn't work. So I'm 94.22. I used to be able to get to 100 rebirth when it was 3 weeks, but I've only been able to manage like 80, 90 usually on these weekly rebirths, which is great because it's still, you know, like 80, 160, 240 levels versus my, 110 levels or so I would get during 3 weekly rebirths. So it's still double. It's more, yeah, it's still double. So that's great. All right, I don't want to change my gender. Just reset level and age, and we'll be good. Don't want to change anything. So we're good there. And ooh, talent. I want to go back to music. Wait, that's a battle talent? Huh, guess so. So wait. Holy Arts. That has an attack move, although that's technically a hidden talent. Bard has one attack move. Yeah, I guess. This is more of like debuffing enemies than Holy Arts does. Wait, I did choose music, right? I don't want to be stuck Holy Arts for a week. That would not be my desired option of skills. Anyway, I don't know why Holy Arts in the life section, but Bards, and I think they should both be in the same section, whatever section I play with them. And my clothes are really pink, I have to say. My giantness decided it wanted pink clothes, apparently. Back in the day, before all the option stuff, I was this blue color. I have my boots somewhere in here, but I just wear my I just wear my basic Gimlet boots all the time now. But anyway, that's... So I wear this newbie wear, which is upgraded and all that good stuff. I was like, why haven't I special upgraded this? I'm like, oh yeah, because it can't special upgrade clothes. Even though that would be awesome. I don't know what you do if it was like blue was defense and red was protection, or flip-flopped. Everyone just do protection anyway. So it could be like blue is magic and red is physical defense. That could be a thing. Where it ups defense and protection for both things. Yeah, I really like that. Not that we need to be any more tankier, but, that's that. So this is, Saturday live stream. Normally in Dunbarton Church. Anyone on the Rari server, no matter if you have like an alt on the Rari server, you're welcome to come, and we'll try to fit you in. I mean, sometimes there are things that, just not everybody can do, especially for like party locked, where it's like we're running provocation elite, because I have a pass for that, just saying. That's only 3 people anyway, so you can't really do much. But usually, if no people come up, we'll just say, okay, we'll do a dungeon with 8 people, or run Sulfur Spider, because that has 8 people, or we'll go rafting, or hot air balloon, or something weird like that. So, yeah, Saturday live stream, usually up for whatever. Why does it still say no stream? I totally edited this. Twitch, get with the program here. I gotta refresh. Yeah, it still says, oh, because I wasn't logged in, again. So I need to change my thing, because I am streaming today. I didn't stream last week. Password. I hate, 2 things. I hate when I mistype a letter, because I'm like, oh no, did I mistype a letter? Did I mistype 2 letters? I accidentally pressed 1 or 2 keys. Where did I mess up? Did I get the key I wanted to press pressed or not? And it's really annoying. But why can't... Okay, there we go. Alright, so, Mabinogi Saturday live stream. It is 8/14th. Oh wait, no, it's not the 14th. It's the 2nd. It's the year 14. It's the year 14, guys. We're, 2014, 2,000 years plus 14. Anyway, yep, gotta make sure I have all this stuff here because, I don't know, people read it maybe. 5 p.m. PDT. And then I decided I should put a Rari tag on it because I'm on Rari, though anyone's able to watch. And then if you have a alt, like I said, you could come hang out on Saturday live stream, even if you're a low character alt or something like that. And that's fine. So it's 5:05. That's enough of an intro. Usually wait about 5 minutes, see if anybody shows up, but nobody showed up today. So I was also thinking, I was like, what am I gonna do if too many people show up? Because the dailies are not provocation, GOP and Defeat Former Commander 2, which Defeat Former Commander 2 is 3 people, and then GOP is 5, but I didn't really think what to do if I was soloing. Of course, GOP and Former Commander take a little while, so I could solo those, but that's not exactly very interesting. I have a Their Method Elite pass, but Their Method Elite is really one of the most straightforward, easy missions if you're a meleeer. If you're a mage, it's kind of tricky because you need to use your melee, and if you're a mage, you're, like, I'm saying mage as in you've trained mostly magic skills and that's just about it. That is what I classify as a mage, in this context. You can be a mage and also be a master warrior, because that's what Mabinogi is all about. But if you're a mage and that's all you are is a mage, then you're gonna have some trouble with Their Method because you can't do any damage with your magic, which is what you've been pouring your heart and soul into ranking this entire time. So for other classes that aren't melee or an alchemist with Hydra, puppets work, Hydra works, and then, just melee in general. Usually the best thing to do is just windmill them with a lance or something. Good stuff. So anyway, that's Their Method, which is really boring because, if you are a melee, like my giant happens to be, you can do that. What are other things? I could run through my daily routine, just like raft or something. That seems rather boring. So I'm trying to think, because I was like, what am I going to do if no one shows up? So I guess I could just do the dailies. Although I do have a coil. Oh, do I have a coil abyss? I could run a coil abyss. That could be interesting. That actually doesn't take very long, to be honest. Once you kind of get it down. Thinking what to do. Because, like, this is the first time I logged in today off. I logged in like half an hour ago to start setting up for the live stream. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do, so I guess I'll just go do the dailies, because that's what I have. Just make sure I got that. And yeah, I'll do this. So now I'm actually music talent. I can start training Discord effectively in Lullaby 2. How much AP do I have? This is before leveling. I have 400 AP. Nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna do dailies today. So if anybody wants to come along with me, I'll be doing GOP next. I probably could solo GOP hard. It would just be a horrendous pain with those blinkers and what's his face, Dolahan. So yeah, I'm gonna run Defeat Former Commander 2, and if anybody wants to join me on GOP afterwards on Rari Channel 6, then you're more than welcome to message me in game and say, hey, I'll meet you at the place. Hey, Joey. Oh, she got her wings back. That's nice. I forget, somehow she lost her blue wings, but she's obviously borrowing a pair, got her own pair again. That's nice. Maybe next time I answer your ticket. I think it was a crash how she lost them. Anyway, Defeat Former Commander is in Tiltian. Now, the interesting thing that I've actually been thinking about Terra and Tiltian is Tiltian really tends to have the tankier mobs, in all honesty, because you got like the Shadow Wizards are super tanky, you got the Shadow Lancers on like the full armor. Those things are super tanky, and then sometimes it's really weird. What I hate about Tiltian, is, at least when I was, back in when I was new, well, not new, but I was not leveled. I probably wasn't even level 1k. Yeah, I was probably sub 1k. Fighting Tiltian mobs, and I was like, man, these archers are easy. I can kill them so fast, so weak. Then you go to a different mission, and they're not. Like, Battlefield Tiltian 2 and 1, those archers are so tanky. They have so much health. I think it's basically health. I'm not entirely sure they have very much protection, but they have tons of health, and they took forever to kill, and they could kill me so easily because I was so squishy back then. and it was just like so annoying because like the archers, I don't know, there are some missions like defeat former commander 1 where the archers really aren't very strong. And like defeat the Shadow Warrior, I'm pretty sure there's archers in that one. Those archers aren't very strong. But it's like the ones and the other ones are super just tanky and annoying to deal with. Anyway, so this is gonna be fairly simple because defeat former commander 2 is just 8 orbs. Oh yeah, I'm level 0, so I can actually like spam demigod like nobody's business. Switch my lance skill set so I can actually lance counter that guy. Lance charge! Boom! Did not die. If I critted, he would have died. But that's kind of how Mabinogi goes in general. If you crit, something dies usually. Because crit is so good in Mabinogi. Oh yeah, I'm full level demigod right now just because I can. Just rebirth into a hard mode shadow mission. Demigod time. Boom. That was easy. Got a level up from killing that guy. This is what's really funny also about rebirthing. The rebirthing system in Mabinogi is like you can just it's like when you're higher level, it's really easy to get to higher levels. Yes? I'm kind of busy right now. What's dinner? Oh, okay. I don't mind missing out on that. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, that was my sister. Yay. Family. I love how I was basically talking to my sister the whole time, and my demigod killed everything. Gotta love it. And slash. Oh, hey, failed. You know what I should be doing is train Discord. Oh. So many things. So many things happening right now. So, yeah. Back in the day, like, I hate saying that because, like, it depends when you started playing, but back in the day, but back when Lances first came out, and before they actually changed them in G16, I think it was G16 they changed them, when you finished a combo with Lances, you'd get slowed down to a walk, and it was super annoying. Especially because, like, Lances are just so skewed, and they're more offense and really less defense. Like, that's just how Lances work, and it's just like, so when you're walking and you can't use defense, and all you have is Lance counter, which goes on cooldown, it's like, can't do anything, and it was super annoying. And that doesn't really happen very much anymore. Except for sometimes you can trigger it, and I'm not entirely sure, and someone will probably correct me on a YouTube comment or just in Twitch chat or something, but sometimes that walking penalty still applies. And so, you know what, why am I checking for orbs when I have demigod and I can just see where they are? I just realized I was doing that. I really I don't use demigod very much anymore. I use it in high tier things. I'm about to die, and then I lag my party and everybody hates me for it. But and then I also use it for the exploration dailies. That's basically what I use demigod for. And then when I'm bored and I'm gonna be able to max it by leveling so much, so I just waste it in a, not really waste it, but I use it in a shadow mission for no apparent reason. But anyway. So, yeah, sometimes they'll trigger that lancing penalty, or that walking penalty for lances, and it's still kind of annoying, but, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just, it seems really weird if you didn't use lances when that was a thing, and then it happens to you, you're like, why in the world am I stuck walking? And it's like, what? If you're like a player who wasn't playing during that time, and you don't know. Okay, so I got that. What I have been missing out on is Battlefield Overture, because I can do that. And I should have enough AP to finish ranking Lullaby and Discord this time around. I was ranking Ninja, that's why I took off time from Bard. Oh yeah, by the way, I wasn't able to live stream directly after that happened, so I hope y'all enjoy Ninja, unless you hate it for its similarness to some other things or whatever. But it's super good strength in int. I have to say I'm kind of sad. I had like 700 strength easy when I was training ninja skills, but now I'm back down to having like 600, around 650 once I'm leveled up probably. Bard doesn't really give very much strength. I think it might give strength though, but at any rate, oh yeah, I don't. So I have a route I take every time because the orbs are only in certain places. There's 8 orbs every time, but they're not always in the same places. Like, there's certain spaces they could be, but they're not always in every space. So there's a certain route I take. And I've noticed on some videos on YouTube of people who have mods, that it actually has a route for you in there. It's like, oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Um, but anyway, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna memorize where those all are, and I'm just gonna do that. And ever since I've done that, I have to say, tilting shadow missions are easy because I really wasn't sure on how many shadow missions actually used the orb locations, and it's actually most of them. Not really, but it's a lot of them. And a lot of those orb locations are also barrier locations for like Battle for Tilting. So that's really great. Ooh, common leather. That reminds me, I need to start chopping up leathers into straps. I used to just save leathers like this, but that takes up way too much inventory over time. So what I have been doing is just, because you can still use like, it's like half the time you use straps, half the time you use leather. And since I already have some leather, I was just I'll cut them all into straps. And I'm a terrible strap maker. I have like rank D weaving. It's great. And so I have like a 50-50 chance at even making them. Alright, see, these archers, they have like 3,000 health or so, which, you know, was probably a pretty good chunk back in the day. Again, saying that, back when I was talking about having trouble with archers and stuff. But I think the ones in not Defeat for Commander, Battle for Telthian have probably like 5,000 health or something like that. That's just a total guess right now, but they're just a whole lot less tanky, a whole lot more tanky than these guys. But anyway, so Defeat Former Commanders, both of them use those orb spots, and then Shadow Wizard uses those orb spots. Some of the shadow missions for the generations use those orb spots. And let's see, what other shadow mission, what other daily missions are there? And a lot of those are similar for like Battle for Tiltian. They have a lot of similar spots. Battle for Tiltian. They all have 1 and 2. I think Defeat the Shadow Warrior also. I haven't run that mission forever. I always forget that Tiltian has a solo mission because Tiltian is basically the land of party missions. Because it has Provocation, as Tiltian Defensive Battle, as I didn't say contrast, but that's not the right word. Oh, then I had it. What was it? Conflict. Unexpected battle. That was so weird. Brain. Oh, nope. Lance counter. Saw you coming. I should be using Discord again. So yeah, Defeat the Former Commander 1 and 2 both have the orbs. They come up again, and they're in the same spots, and they will reuse the same spots they had last time. Sometimes, not always. It'd be kind of easier if they always use the same exact spots for that one mission, but nope, just more random placing. Alright, both you come at me, and I'm gonna windmill. He's using counterattack. Oh no, don't hit that one. I don't want to aggro 3. I could take it, but I really don't want to. That was a nice smash splash. And this is where alchemy with the lance is super useful. Being able to use sand burst with a lance is great. But it's also really nice to have the range of alchemy, and also, like, not only that, because obviously you can shoot a water cannon farther and you can poke something with the lance, but also being able to do it close. Like, see, I can actually stand up right next to this guy, and he can't be blinded because I blinded him earlier. Right. But anyway, he can be close and I still hit him, because lances have the minimum distance penalty, which is, again, like, lances are kind of really stacked against, to be honest. They're really, really good, but they forego some really nice things because of that, like the minimum distance thing, which isn't as bad for giants, by the way. I always forget that, but I'm pretty sure it's still a thing. And so when I'm always like, you know, why do people still struggle with lances? It's really easy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a giant. I don't have as many difficulties as everybody else does, because we can use a shield with more defense, so we don't lack as much defense with the lance, even though we can't use a defensive skill. Oops, I just loaded water cannon instead of defense to prove my point. And Battlefield Overture's away. Oh, archers, good time to train lullaby. Boom, 4. Those two are aggroed on me. This guy will just like, oh hey, you're hitting me with water cannon. I should aggro you now. You know what? Lance charge. I'm way too close. Evade. I'm failing here. I was facing the wrong way when I evaded. I meant to evade close to him, and then I was going to windmill or something. That's not what happened. Not at all. So let's see here. I'll just lance charge these two guys, because that guy's actually aggroed on me. So I'll hit him with the water cannon before you can load that. Him with the water cannon, and then poke him, and we're gonna win. And that's how we do it. So this guy's also aggroed on me, but there's only 2 left, so he's gonna pick up the aggro. I don't know why I'm explaining all this. but I am, so lance charge. See, this mission really isn't, like, to be honest, Mabinogi gets a whole lot more easier once you have aggro management skills, like Sandburst and Lullaby. Lullaby is kind of the king of aggro management, but then you also have Raincast. And I have to say, I have all of those skills, and they're all so lovely to have, especially when you're running, like, a martial arts tournament. Having Raincast is super nice. And, like, that's how I usually run. Ow, that was a critical normal attack. Alright, you need that. But also, once you learn the aggro and the skill loading of Mabinogi, like, I knew I'd probably have enough time to sandburst that guy and then evade before he loaded up and fire the magnum shot. So I was able to do that. But, it's really, that's why I really like Mabinogi, is because there's like a flow to combat. Oh, just get the lance off. There we go. Alright, this could be bad. There we go. Boom. There's a flow to combat. I love the flow of Mabinogi combat. That's why I basically stay, because even running dailies like this, I'm not super bored, because I get to play with the flow of combat, and I really, really like that. Just like the other day, yesterday, when Tiltian Defensive Battle was the daily, I was like, well, I'm killing these waves pretty fast, so I actually have time to set up, maybe more an elaborate combo. I was like, what do I have? Well, I have American Mana Crystallization, which I definitely recommend for the mana and the talent points for Construction Alchemy, but I don't really recommend for using it because it's kind of not very good. And it's not that I haven't tried to make it good. It's that it, like, really isn't too spectacular. It has some uses, don't get me wrong. I use it to raft because my giant has all the intermediate magics, which is how I ranked Mana Crystallization. But they're all rank F. So he's using Magnum. Cost him a low defense. Doppelganger him. This is just like my brain in the midst of combat. I didn't really need to blind him. I'm going to and pick up this gold and be lazy about it. So that's fun. But, I don't really recommend it for being super useful, because it really isn't super useful. It has uses like rafting, and the one I'm about to talk about now, and if you're just having fun, like if you're like, oh man, this is a super easy dungeon, I can just, fireball these rats here, or something like that. It's pretty good for that too. But, what I actually like is the fireball was about 2k-ish damage, at least it did in hard mode, defensive battle. It's about 2k-ish damage, which, may seem really great, but, when I can basically crit 1.5k on a flame burst and, like, do, like, 500-700 on a normal attack, and, yeah, it gets out damage pretty quickly there. So it's really not super useful, but I was like, I'm having fun, I'm still able to finish these waves, why don't I just do something, like, whatever I want. So what I did is I fireballed, and then as the fireball is in the air, I discorded them. Which, actually at rank 5, I have it now. Actually, it's rank 4. But at rank 4, it's actually starting to get pretty decent. Discord isn't necessarily as great as Smash, especially for Giants, because with a two-handed weapon, which I'm not entirely sure if Lances count as that for Giants, because they can just shield with it. I think it does. But I've never particularly been sure. It's up to 720. So 720 damage is a whole lot better than 5, which is what Discord gets up to, and right now it's at 470, so it's probably about 450 yesterday when I was using it in defensive battle. But what it happens is Discord has an area effective attack, cone shape. I don't know I'm talking about all this stuff, but I feel like talking about it, so hi guys. So the good thing about Discord is that it's able to get multiple enemies. So really, if you hit 2 enemies for 500% damage, it's better than hitting 1 enemy for 720% damage, theoretically. The only other problem, or I guess I don't know if I want to say only or other there, but another problem with Discord is that you can only use it with instruments. So, like, we got my lance here, which is an upgraded Lion Claw Night Lance. Not Lion Claw, Lion Night Lance. So, It has 70 attack plus the 9 max damage from Lion. And then I don't have any strength increase from the Artisan, so that's probably about it. And with my stats, I'm about 270. Oh, plus Lance Mastery is in there too. 270-400, which, you know, isn't anything to brag about really, but is getting up there. And then, but meanwhile, I have my drum, which is about. My drum really isn't too bad, but it loses out on 40 max damage, especially. But when you're factoring in percentages, if 5 times 40 is 200 more damage. So that you can definitely start seeing the loss there. But this drum is actually was made to be a Discord weapon. It has 38 max damage, which is you know, kind of highish for an instrument. I have Gloob Sunday, but I'm not Master Bard yet, so I haven't been able to profit all the way up and, you know, see how high it gets. But then I get 26 damage from the Artisan, so it's at about 50, 60 damage, which is about where my Lance is. But since the Lance also gets a mastery and playing instrument doesn't get any damage bonuses, Discord can't, like, not necessarily can't, but just generally isn't of super high damaging skill, like, as far as numbers go. What its really high point is its splash cone shape damage, whatever you want to call that, area effect, and the fact that it hits multiple enemies. Wait, no, that is the same exact thing. The fact that it has multiple enemies in a cone shape, and its damage over time, and slow is really nice. So really, it can out-damage Smash if you have like a bunch of enemies grouped up, because Smash splash damage is capped at 20%. So, you know, it's capped at... Ow, ow, ow. I'm trying to think of Smash damage numbers, not actually fighting. I didn't actually want to wind blast that guy, I wanted to wind blast this guy, and then life drain him, and then do that. I'm doing all this without title, that's all fun. So anyway, what Discord's really good thing is its area effect damage. So if you have lots of enemies, it has a better splash capability than Smash. If you have multiple enemies, Discord's really the way to go. And what's really fun, I have to say, is using Sorrow Sonata right here, because it slows down mobs in it by 30%, I think it is. Actually, it says on the thing. Movement, stats, and speed by 30%. Yeah, so 30%, and plus, I believe Discord at least adds somewhat to that. I'm not sure how well they stack, or necessarily if they stack. All I know is I was doing that in addition to this combo I'm talking about, which I still haven't told you guys exactly what it is. Actually, no, I have, but I've just really drawn out explanation of my combo in Tilting Defensive Battle. No, just, I'm gonna blind you, and then I'm gonna hit you with water cannon, and then I'm gonna life drain you. You're gonna die. There we go. Boss time! Yes! So only taking half an hour to do this. Actually, less than half an hour. But anyway, so it slowed them down way much. It's just hilarious to see the mobs like trying to get at you. If you've ever been discorded in the saga missions by one of those demonic poets, and I think there's some in G17 too, the Shamala Nightmare thing, whatever. If you have that, like, if you've been discorded like that and you feel so slow, it's hilarious to see mobs go like even slower because of both of the speed. Oh no, you gotta be. You don't even have any life missing. That's cheating. That is what we call cheating. Wait, did I actually bind that guy? Looks like I did. That guy aggroed me way over there. Too bad his friend died. Alright, I'm gonna blind you, and I'm just gonna doppelganger you for fun. As soon as doppelganger goes, blind you and take care of your friend over here. Who's still blinded, by the way. See, okay, I love Sandburst. I think it is really kind of overlooked, but and it really isn't too great for being swarmed by like 10 mobs. But if you're dealing with like, especially normal Shadow missions, you have double aggro, so you have two things coming at you. Being able to blind one of them and just deal with the other is great. And even though blind doesn't last too long, and then you have the whole blind.
No.
Oops. That was wrong. Hit you with this, hit you with this. I'm gonna definitely want a lullaby now. Okay, I got the golem. I really want to just do my combo here, but no, you have to keep on summoning golems. Okay, got 2 enemies. Alright, this is gonna be really dangerous because I'm gonna have no defense versus these golems. But I really want to kill this guy. Oh, come on, I'm on the crit. I just love doing it to these guys, because usually, unless some of the golems are on their own, and it's like, this is the time when you use Berserker, when you need, or not need, but when, you know, you can actually use 167 for more strength. 165, 160. more strength without actually worrying about it. So anyway, it's really great to see mobs go really slow by stacking those two skills. And then, in addition, if you fireball and then discord, you hit them with the discord, and they're all like, oh, slow, knocked back, and then hit by fireball. And if they're slowed by Sorrow Sonata and discord, even though they're all aggroed on you, if they survived at all, they're so slow, you have time. That was Former Commander 2. Now we're going to move on to GOP, and no one has messaged me, so I'm just going to go and find out. And I'm just gonna go and see if I can solo hard mode. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Anyway, so that was don't have the damage to kill the mobs very quickly. Because then you're fighting the clock, you have to save, you're fighting the spawn clock, you have to save the NPCs. It can get really interesting real fast if you aren't quite up to the task of killing them efficiently. But once you get to the point where you can, like, just solo a gate really easily, and if you can do it fast, it's like, well, you kill mobs and then you just wait there, because there's literally nothing else to do. There's no walking involved in the mission, because they all spawn in the same spot, unless you have to go cover other gates, and then again you get it to the racing of the, or not racing of the thing, but having to do it, to it being hard again, or you're not just sitting around waiting for spawn the entire time. So, if you get to that point where you can just solo it easy, then it can be really boring. And when I was running it yesterday, I can solo the gates, and I have some time between there, but it's not super easy, and some waves are worse than others, or better than others, however you want to look at that. And it can be really annoying. But, once you get to the point where you can easily solo them, then you have some time to play around. And it was funny because I was running people who could easily solo it super easy, and they were just bored out of their minds because it's really a boring mission if you can actually kill the mobs easily. And so they're like, this mission's so boring. I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm like barely stringing my combos together here. And I thought it was pretty funny because I'm not quite at that level where it's super easy for me. So, and I can still enjoy the flow of battle. Like, the flow of battle is totally broken for finding easy mobs, because then you're killing things with, like, one hit, and there is no flow of battle. There is, oh, dead, 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 another one bites the dust. And it's really isn't fun. And that's what a lot of the, like, top players in Mabonai are really complaining about lately, is actually being able to have content that is fun for them. Because just basically using Crisis or Fireball and killing everything in the room, it's like, okay, well, what now? Kill the next room. Fireball that room too. And then it's like, and like, sure, they can use other things, but it's like, they got those really good moves super high ranked, and they got the stats for them because they love using those moves. But when they love using those moves and they just kill everything, then it's just no fun. So really, that is one of the things a lot of high-level people on Mabonai complain about, but I'm just a lowly 4K here, so I don't really have much room to complain, because, well, the other thing is, I'm lowly 4K, and I'm kind of spread out. I'm not super spread out. I'm mainly Close Combat, Lance, Alchemy, and now moving into Bard, which I'm almost done. But, like, especially since Ninja came out, I've been really thinking about going back to Warrior, because, truth be told, there's a lot of Warrior skills I haven't finished, like defense. I just have it at rank 5 because it gave a lot of CP back when I was training it at all. I kept it at rank F. I'm like, you know what? You know, skill CP, I can probably get to rank 5 and be good with it. So I did that. But it was like defense, Lance counter. I have a funny story about Lance counter. Lance counter is rank 8. So I need to finish that up. And like light armor mastery, I kind of need to work on because I don't ever use light armor, so there's not really a point to use that specifically. But, you know, it's another warrior thing I could do. I don't think it gives stats outside of actually when you wear light armor, so it may just be kind of a useless thing, but they cost like 20 AP. The armor stats are so crazy. Lag dance for the win. Well, the thing is, though, actually, they may not be lag dancing, because on these Terra missions, it's sometimes the lag dance in this, but not the second part, or sometimes the other ways. They won't lag dance here, but they will lag dance there. So we'll find out if it is. if it is, it'll be a whole lot easier solo hard, but I might actually go get the mission again, because lag dancing's... Like I said, I like the flow of combat, and lag dancing breaks it. Like, there's no flow if nothing can move, and I can just sit in the middle and water can and everything. Nope, yep, they can move. See, Terra's really weird like that. I don't exactly know why, how it does that, and whatnot. It's just, lag dancing is such a weird glitch. I actually heard, I heard that Korea's looking into it, because apparently it's still happening there, too. Is what I've heard. I'm not entirely sure. And, like, they don't even know what's going on. Like, they're like, we're sorry this is happening, but we have no idea how this got in here, and we're trying to fix it, but it's weird. And it's such a weird bug, it really is, because, it has to do with the monster server or something. Like, this is just me guessing. So it has to be my guess. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just, it seems to be something with the monster server, because we don't really get... If you've played Mabadon long enough, you may remember times when servers are doing terrible, and sometimes monsters wouldn't even spawn. It would do like the black smoke of them spawning, but they wouldn't be there. And then you have to wait for them to actually appear, but most of the time it would take, you know, a long time, like half an hour or something like that sometimes, to never, and then continue with the mission. But burnt so many passes for dungeons and stuff when stuff like that happened. It was really annoying. But that doesn't seem to happen as much anymore, but now we'll get lag dancing. And so overall, lag dancing is probably a way better alternative to having mobs not actually spawn. And so I prefer it in that light. But the problem is neither of them make the game very fun. Might have something to do with the mob servers. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking too. Because it tends to happen more on busier channels. It was what it seems. Which are, you know, more lag prone. And whatnot. So it's a weird glitch, and it doesn't make the game very fun to play. But it is a better alternative to not having the mob show up at all, because then you can actually finish the mission at least. So if you're looking for a boss drop or a chest drop, especially from something really specific like Bar Adventure 3, if you can't continue in that and you have to get all the way in to get the book, it's really, really lame. So it's really much better that mobs spawn most of the time now. Actually, I have a funny story about that too. And I forgot to tell you my funny story about Lance Counter. I'm forgetting so many things. But, so it's a better alternative. But back to my Lance Counter thing. I finally got a Secret Penetrating Demon Lance. And I've been working at this, trying to get Secret Enchant and Enchanted on. And I've been working on it, and finally, after blowing up, I don't know, like 5-10 lances, trying to get Secret on them, my girl's like, hey, does anybody need Secret Enchant? I'm like, dude, I'm totally looking for Secret Enchant. I've been looking for them and trying to put them on lances for a while now. And he's like, oh, sure, you know, here, have it. He gave it to me, which is super nice, because, you know, you can get, they're pretty desirable enchants, because lances are awesome. But, oh, I didn't mean to Lance Counter. Yeah, Lance Counter magic, go! I pressed it again. I keep on pressing it instead of my windmill key. That's silly. Because Lance, Secret's pretty... So he gave it to me. I was like, oh, dude, that's super awesome. Thank you very much. So I'm like, okay, hey. Enchant, person with rank 1 enchanting the guild. Can you please help me out? They're like, oh, yeah, sure. So they helped me out. It was super great. They didn't ask for anything in return. I need to send them some holy water. Because they're training enchant. And you need holy water for enchant burning and stuff. So I'm going to send that to them. They're trying to master it. Actually, not train it. But anyway, so I'm going to do that for them, because they helped me with all this enchanting. It's like, good, they got Secret on it first try. I used Ancient Magic Powder, but I mean, I've blown up so many lances I was done with it. I'm like, okay, Ancient Magic Powder, got this from an Ancient, used it on the lance. Did that. I was like, okay, sweet, here, let me go get my Step Enchant, and then my Penetrating Enchant, which someone gave me, 2. Actually, it was more like, hey, do you have enough seals to buy Penetrating in the seal shop? And I was like, yeah. Like, okay, here, buy it for me, and I'll give you one back. And that's how I got my Penetrating Enchant. And so that's super nice. So I had a Penetrating Enchant, and I've been saving Step Enchants lately, because it seems everybody needs Step Enchants. I never have them, so I've been saving them for when people need them. And I was like, hey, I need one, and I have one now. Look at how great that is. So I got my Step Enchant, got Penetrating, and I was like, you know what, it's gonna be super lame. A Secret gets on the lance, and then Penetrating, or whatever Step Enchant I use, messes the lance up. And you know what? No, perfectly fine. Elite Magic, powder on, or blessed magic powder, whichever one the blue one is. On a step enchant, boom, first success, go. Ancient magic powder and penetrating, because I got it from an ancient. I was like, whatever. Rank 9s have trolled me in the past so bad for enchanting. Get it on there, and boom, secret penetrating, demonic lance. And I was like, yes, now I can prof this up, and you know, they aren't the best lances. It's really debatable on how much better a Night Lance is. I mean, how much better a Demon Lance is compared to a Night Lance. But I do believe the Demon one edges out at least a little bit better. So I was like, I'm just going to go for Demon Lance instead of a Night Lance. They're basically just as easy to get between each other. Night Lance and Demon Lance is kind of crazy. You just have to be a Master Lancer, obviously. And then there's the Langris Bone Chaser Lance, which is a super pain to get. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go for broke on that instead of a Demon Lance. I was like, you know what? I don't really care for Dragon Rage. I'm not going to do that. So I don't have a Demon Lance. I'm not Demon. Langris Lance. And after trying to get Secret on a Demon Lance, I don't want to try a Bone Chaser Lance. I think that would not end very well at all. So there's that. So I finally got my Secret Penetrating Night Lance. I'm like, I'm Master Lancer, so I can use this. The problem is, I have rank 8 Lance counter. You need rank 3 to get the piercing from penetrating. So I'm like, okay, well, that's another thing I'm going to need to do when I go back to working on Warrior and Lancing, is actually get rank Lance counter so I can use penetrating. So it's like, the Lance isn't even worth using until I have that, unless I'm just going to profit up, which I'm not going to really do until there's another 100% repair event, which I believe we're actually scheduled to get one sometime again this summer. I think I'm just going to, during this summer event. Oh yeah, by the way, log in less than 3 hours for the hot time. Remember that. So that's my funny story about Lance counter, is that I haven't ranked it, and so I can't really use my Secret Penetrating Lance that I just got and been working for. Because I figured by the time I actually got a Secret Penetrating Night Lance, not Lance, Demon Lance, I would have rank 8 Lance counter, but I don't. Now, okay, so there was another funny story I mentioned I was going to say. I don't remember what it was. Something about... not Night Lances. Huh, don't remember now. I did complete my quest for Defeat Former Commander, right? Yep, okay, GOP. Still moving hard, trying to anyway. It'll be interesting at the boss room. As long as I don't get double spawn of blinkers, it's pretty easy, honestly, GOP is. But, the boss is a pain. What I mean by double spawn is both of them spawning in the same wave, or if I don't actually manage to freeze it, that's going to be a pain too. So, he's going to be blinded for a short duration. Of course, those guys are going to aggro me. Okay, I'm just going to windmill, which is probably a mistake.
Nah.
And I wasted my lullaby. Oh, that blink gets off the ground. Well, if he's the only thing attacking me, that won't be the problem. Here's where we get painful. Right here. Alright, good. I'm still over half health. Same burst you. No, Doppelganger the mage before you do anything. Oh, thank you. I actually love when Blinker spawn things. Mostly because it means I can actually hit them then. Ooh, oh no, my frozen blast went off. Good. He didn't miss 2 frozen blasts at once. There we go. I hate blinkers. What was my other funny story about? I was gonna talk about Lance counter, and then... was it lag Dan? Oh, yes, about spawning! About mobs not spawning. Okay, so... I'm hunting for Trinity Pieces. That's another thing I'm hunting for. Because Trinity Pieces, fun fact, are the only magic... or not magic, but the only clothes that giants can wear that have mana reduction on them. And I like mana reduction. It's really nice to have. I have it on my elf, who is a mage, and my giant's going to be mage, so I'm like, I'm gonna want mana reduction. So I'm hunting for it in the meantime. I'm not a mage. I'm actually training bard and then training mage. Ooh, blinker, 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 blinker. Got it. Good. Actually, you know what? Give me some of that life back your friend stole from me. Boom. Okay. So I've been running that, but in the process of trying to get, Trinity Wear, which is from mostly Fortin Brass Expedition, which actually is kind of a fun mission. People don't really run it very much. It has lots of mobs, so if you love crowd clearing, it's a great mission. I'm not a great crowd clearer. I have basically shock and flame burst and heat buster, and then I can like wind guard and windmill. That's about my cloud clearing strategy. And then I do have mana crustacean fireball, but I don't really think it works. It doesn't really work in Fortin Brass because it's weak, like I said. Even though I believe the snow trolls are ice elements, and fireball is obviously fire. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure that mana crustacean fireball gets the fire elemental damage bonus. But yes, so in the process of trying to get Fortin Brass passes, I got Guardian of Avon passes. And it was really weird, because we're on the last stage, which is Snow Trolls, and they didn't, like, okay, the first couple waves spawned, and then right before the big one shows up, there's, like, I'm gonna blind the big guy here. These guys might take a bit to kill. Uh-oh. I missed the guy that was trying to smash me. That is not good tactics. As before the boss spawn, like, just nothing happened. It just, like, it made, like, the spawn noise, kind of. Or, I don't even remember what exactly happened. It was really, really weird. And no, wait. Okay, they spawned, and then suddenly they disappeared. Like, we were fighting them. Me and my guild mate who was running with me were, running. And we were fighting them, and they disappeared. And we were like, what in the world? So then we go to the next stage, which is the, Grim Reaper. I wonder if Lance... Okay, if you didn't know, you can actually lower these things' protection by wind blasting and countering them. I'm not entirely sure if the Lance counter works, but I'm gonna try anyway. So then we go to the Grim Reaper stage, and he's not there. And all that is there is chests. The reward chests for running the missions. You know, my water can actually does 1k damage to me. Aha! So, looks like Lance counter might work, so I only wind blasted him like 3 times. Max. But anyway, so it was like the boss didn't even spawn. We didn't even fight the Grim Reaper, and part of the reason I wanted to run Guardian of Avon is try for a Valk Cylinder because apparently you can drop it on heart. That's what the wiki says. I'm talking really fast. I apologize for that. But so he didn't spawn, and we just got reward chests, and it was weird. It was really weird. So yeah, Spanny and Mavanaga has done weird stuff. Counter and wind blast, lower those big guys prop by the way. Yeah. I just wasn't sure if Lance counter did. I think it does though, now that I've done it, and they seem to lower the prop. It's really, like, to be honest, most of the time if you have a high powered party coming through GOP, which most people bring along because everybody hates Dullahan. I don't know if anybody likes to fight Dullahan. Dullahan, or whatever his name is. The guy with the axe and the horse and the heavy sander. Everybody knows the GOP boss. Most people know him. Once you know him, you don't forget him. You just remember to hate him all the time. I probably necessarily shouldn't be killing these guys, because 15 minutes I'm only on the first... Ooh, shock 3. Not that I really need that. I'm only on the first hallway. So I should probably really step it up here. Of course, it does sort of kind of get easier, because then you just fight the possessed guys, and then you can just possess them, and you take them down really fast. Which, again, normally you don't need to do in GOP, because if you bring a high-level party with you, you just kill everything really fast. Even with all that protection those guys have, and even with as much health and protection the possessed guys have, you just kind of kill them really fast. You don't really need to do. So, a lot of the mechanics have gotten kind of overlooked as time goes on. As you get more powerful, brute force is a better and better option. So it's like, why do the finessey mechanics of the game when you can just kill everything dead? The best defense is having everything dead before it can touch you. That's basically how Mabinogi used to be, and kind of still is. Lance counter is basically the same as counter, actually. Which is really... Basically, Lance counter is just a nerfed version of counter. Because it doesn't get any better, and you can't cancel out of it, and it had a longer cooldown time when counter didn't have a cooldown. However, you could load it in 0.3 seconds, which was nice. That was the one thing Lance counter had over it. But now that counter is supposed to be an instant load time, Lance counter is just a nerfed version of counter, which again goes with Lance's whole "we don't use defense at all" thing. We're just gonna kill everything dead before it gets to us. Like, that's basically how Lance's are. Um, so yeah, it's basically is counter, just kind of nerfed, because you can't cancel out of it, it has a longer cooldown. Well, actually, I don't know the cooldowns on it now. I suppose you could lance counter and then switch to counter if you had a different weapon, because the lance is normal counter. But yeah, lance counter is basically, yeah, okay. I did already read that. But yeah, I mean, I just wasn't sure, because sometimes Mabinogi is weird like that, where, the things you would think are the same aren't the same. I can't think of a specific example right off my head. But that brings me to a funny thing I learned about Ninja, actually. Apparently, I haven't tested this out. I can test it out right now once I clear this room. But the explosive kunai from Ninja actually can act as campfires for burning things, and enchant burning, I believe. Which is kind of really funny. I don't know why that works, but this is Mabinogi, and it doesn't care about logic. It's their magic explosive kunai. Of course they can. You can cook. No, you can't actually. Wait, no. Yeah, there's cooking where you need fire in Mabinogi. But yeah, you can totally burn enchantments off of equipment with a magical explosive kunai. Of course you can. And I'll test it right now, right in front of you. All the internets, all 5 of the internets right now. Actually, one of those is me, so all 4 of you watching. Thank you for watching, by the way. I looked over here, because that's where the chat is, but you guys are actually right here, so, hi. Alright, we got books. Of course, do they not aggro you if you just stand here? I bet if I taunted, they would. So, I got my shuriken. Yay, got my explosive kunai, which only is 1 now, because I de-ranked everything, and I'm going to burn the shock 3 page. Yep, it's right. You have to get really close, apparently. Let's wait a second. For my cooldown. I didn't really, you could probably place a kunai to open up those books. Alright, right there, a little tiny burn. Yep, burn it. 55 XP. See that? Just burnt stuff on kunai. Oh, don't you love Mabinogi sometimes? Alright, actually, let's switch to my alchemy tab so I can actually use it. Oh, aggro you just fine once they're up and awake. Must be sleeping. Sleepy books. Hey, shock 3 again. This is why I didn't need it, because every time I run GOP I actually get one. So that's a funny glitch, that you can actually burn stuff, or they supposed to kunai. I don't know if that was a feature or a bug, but I think it's hilarious and great. And that's what makes Mabinogi. No, I was kidding. But Mabinogi seriously is a really buggy game, at least to a fair extent. And so it's like, that fits right at home in Mabinogi. Why not? You can use a Veil Shield and take 1 damage from like any attack nearly. If you're, a giant and use the defense skill, you'll take 1 damage from about anything, just because Mabinogi's good shit like that. What was my... Yeah, my inventory is actually getting pretty full here. I might have to ditch these books. Ancient Book of Prophecy, yeah. I actually do pick those up, because you get a monocle from G12, and I was like, I'll use it, and I'll just use it to pick up books. That's what I do, all the time. At least most of the time, unless I'm in a rush. Alright, I knew one of you would aggro me. One of you archers. Archers love to aggro. What is that guy doing? He's like running out the archer like he's gonna attack him. Alright, let's blind you. And then... Spirit Crystal, go. And now I'm a giant that can use archery! Yes! This is the only time giants ever gonna use it, besides other RP missions where you can be an archer. Oh, that kills one of those guys really easily. It also drops aggro, which is nice. Anyway, not trolling. These guys are pretty tanky. Of course, I'm not, like I said, I'm kind of spread out. I'm kind of like a decent alchemist and decent warrior, but I'm a great neither. Like, there's people who have ton more strength than me and do more, hey, shock 3, again. Have more strength than me and do more warrior damage and lance damage, and there's alchemists that do 10k water cannons, and I'm like, oh yeah, I crit 5k. Actually, no, I can crit like 9k if the situation's right and I'm using a good cylinder. But it's like, yeah, that's my crit damage. Good normal 10k water cannon. And that's the other reason I'm going mage is, because int is great for, well, oh wait, that's actually a book too. I can actually put the sword in here and pick a book. And then pick up this, which I probably don't have room, nope, I have room for that. Good. Those make it so much faster. If I just have to do that. But yeah, I'm also going mage because I like to be tanky. Ever since Mabinogi came out, I was like, you know what? Giants are awesome because they have wind guard and they can actually tank. Back when 100% protection actually made you nearly invincible. I was like, that's super great. I'm gonna stack prot as a giant and be a tank. Never really got there, and then they changed prot. But anyway, so I've always loved tanking, and my main weakness is my magic defense and magic protection, which magic kind of hits really hard. And so I would love to have magic protection. And so that's one reason I'm going mage. The other thing is, I love the mage skill set. It's so fun having all those int magic like Ice Spear and like even I love Hailstorm. I love Blaze, I love Ice Spear. The one I love least is Thunder, but I still love it because it's like, especially because of in my new days, I was like, man, I'm like Zeus. I can call lightning down from the heavens to slay my enemies, and it was great. And that's basically where my love of Thunder is. But I love Ice Spear because it's such a fun mechanic. And I love Blaze because it's like, oh yes, warrior magic, even though it's not really warrior magic. Of course, I'm gonna try to counter magic again. You can't counter magic, guys. You know, if you didn't know that, if you're level 4K like me and still trying to counter magic bolts, not gonna work out for you. Oh, these mages, they like, in a way, I hate the way they wrote Mabinogi aggro mechanics, and on the other end, I actually have to love it, because they made it so annoying and trollish. Because, like, I've noticed this especially in missions like Defeat Former Commander 2. If there's a bunch of archers and lancers, guess who are going to aggro you? The archers, first, because that's why. Sometimes you'll get one archer and one lancer, but most of the time it's two archers, because archers are a pain to take down. If you don't have charge, if you don't have doppelganger, if you don't have some range attack to, like, this is all kind of speaking back to the day when we had less of those things around and they weren't as easy to get, and I wasn't highest level, so I didn't have them that were actually useful. It was super annoying. You actually had to have a party, because if you got dueled by archers, good luck trying to take them on. That was way before I had Captivation and, you know, magic bolts and enough mana to actually use magic bolts all the time to get them to use defense, and doppelganger wasn't his thing, and charge and lance charge, which share the same cooldown, but, you know, that way I can do it whether I have lance or not. And actually, you can still charge with the lance, so I guess that's kind of redundant, but that's before I had rank 1 charge too. Anyway, so like back then, archers were killer, and so they made it, hey, you know, archers have aggro priority. If there's archers in the room, they're gonna aggro you, you're gonna hate it, and it was great. That's always kill the archers. Back in the seer days, if you run seer all the time, those goblin archers, hit those first, because if not, you're gonna have a bad time. They're gonna hit you, get you out of your defense or whatever, and then the warrior goblins will come in and sweep you up. If the archers don't magnum kill you. Magnum kill you. That's a new thing, you know. Only gonna deal with magnum. So it's like super annoying to fight against, especially back when I wasn't as high as level and didn't understand the combat mechanics as well. But you also gotta love it, because that's what you gotta do. And like with these mages, same thing. It's like, we're gonna make the mages aggro you super fast, because getting hit by 5 bolts, like, alternatingly is no fun. But that's how mages would fight. To be honest right now, if this was, real, that guy wouldn't have been standing there while I was beating up his buddies. So, I mean, Mabinogi still, it still kind of gives you a fair shot, because most of the time, you only get double aggro. Most of the time. And then there's Peaky Abyss, where everything's gonna kill you. That's just its job in life, is to kill anything it sees. I'm definitely gonna be running close on the time here, especially if Dullahan takes longer than I want him to, which he probably will, because he's Dullahan. So yeah, at the same time, I love and hate Mabinogi aggro mechanics. There's great things like flame/stomp aggroing, where it's just totally playing and abusing them to, like, unmatched levels. But it's just it's a fun system to work around, and that's one of the things I used to love about old school Mabby is if you played with the aggro, you could just be, you know, that's what people consider pro, is actually being able to, you know, control aggro effectively. How much do these guys smash? 1,000? Wait, I don't have a sword. What is this? Mime sword, invisible ghost sword. Go. Yes. Punch him. Uppercut. Awesome. Using the sword animations. Alright, see if I can get you to aggro nothing. And then I'm just gonna kill you with alchemy. And maybe a lance. Nope. Critical heat buster. Dead in the water. So, yeah. Mabinogi aggro. It's great stuff. Moving on to Jupy. It's getting hot in here. I have to close the door, otherwise it gets really loud. And hey, sparklies. This made it all better right there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to open these books. Hey. Fireball page. Something I didn't see. Another thing I'm not seeing. And I love how it's just a bunch of computer symbols. Fireball 6. Paper. Sparkly paper. And I must have got something. Oh, enchant scroll. Fine. What a fine enchant scroll. I totally forgot to pick up sparklies. It's okay. Critical windmill. Critical makes it all better. That's another thing I really like about Mabinogi is the critical is really generous. Especially when you have so many skills that ignore critical, like all the int magics I tried to defend with the lance. That's not going to work either. All the int magics, apparently all the ninja skills, and flame burst, I think, and full swing, and windmill. I think windmill does. And so all that generous protection negating critical. I mean, sure, it's capped at 30%, unless you're using Way of the Gun. But Mount Knight's critical so well, because what it takes is it takes your maximum damage for whatever the hit was, times it by a critical modifier, and then adds it to whatever damage you were going to do in the first place. So it's like not only does it take your damage and multiply it by 1, so you're basically doing 2.5 times your damage, but you get your max damage multiplied. So like if you have like terrible balance, but you have like a super high gap, like you do 1,000, like 1,000 to 1, like 1 to 1,000 damage. You know, theoretically, if you somehow got 1 to 1,000 base damage, and you hit a critical, it doesn't matter that you only have 1 minimum damage. You are hitting your max. Okay, if I don't freeze this blinker, this is gonna be way more interesting than I want it to be. Blinded him, good. Okay, now everybody sleep. Aha, working like a champ. Alright. I think he's asleep. I'm not entirely sure, though. Yeah, I think he is. Alright, so I'm gonna kill all of his little friends here before I even try to take him down. Now I can just pick up gold while he does nothing. Oh, now he does something. Oh, I forgot that guy. Oh, now I'm gonna pick up stuff while I drain me blinker. Thanks. Ooh, critical. Take life trade. Ooh, and a lucky finish. He got a critical. I got a lucky finish. Fair trade. Anyway, so we got 4 more rooms counting the big room left, and I have 30 minutes to do it in. It might take me that long. Like I said, I'm really spread out, so I'm not super good at any one thing. I'm decent at things, but not super good. And so, why are these stacked? Can't stack shock pages? Or maybe they're just too far apart or something. Or maybe you can stack them when they're expired. I don't know. That's weird. So yeah, so I can do stuff, I just don't do it very fast. That's basically my method of playing Mabinogi. That's why I like combos so much, because I don't have the damage. I shouldn't have tried to open that while I was fighting. Hey yo. Anyway, stop talking to my guild and actually fight here. You're gonna die, bone possessed Lantern Man. Ooh, I barely got that. I barely got the E-Buster off. I'm so glad I did. That was so nice. This is also why I love Sandburst. I love oh, I'm gonna blind you and then pick up stuff because I can. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Yes, hit him with the main damage and kill the other guy with flash damage. I see, that's the little tiny things of Mabinogi that I love happening. Is like, and that's basically min-maxing any game really, like that particular instance. But it's just like, you know, suddenly switching targets just so I can kill both of them with one shot instead of only killing one of them. It's just like, it's just a fun thing. You have to be thinking and paying attention to do stuff like that. And that's why I love Mabinogi, is because it creates situations like that. And like, and to that extent, I kind of like what they did in G16 when they changed the combat system. Like, I was fine with the old combat system in all honesty, and I originally opposed the change of G16, but, you know, I eventually came to terms with they're going to do with the game what they want to do, and so I'm just going to have to deal with it. And so I've been dealing with it ever since. But, it's definitely a different game, but it's still a fun game, so it still has enough Mabinogi in it to be Mabinogi, even though it's definitely not the same Mabinogi it was. But what I do like is that now you can use defense and counterattack basically right back to back, so you can counterattack a guy to throw him off, defense to defend the guy, and then like smash that guy, hopefully kill him, or at least take him away, and then the other guy is at that time running up to you. So then you have to deal with him. But that combo right there basically means you can handle multiple enemies without using stuff like Sandburst to mess with aggro. He's in counterattack, so I really need to blind him. What I usually do is I blind the guy not in counterattack, and then because the guy with the counterattack's not going to move. But I don't want. Ooh, these guys hit harder than I remember. Probably because I don't usually let them hit me. I'm not wearing armor right now. I'm just wearing clothing. So I love stringing combos together, and that's one of the things I do like about not doing a lot of damage is I can play around with combos more against mobs. Those people who are like super great and powerful, and like it's super awesome that they've stayed with the game that long to become that strong. But it can get really boring for them because they can just kill things no matter what they do, and it can get really boring when basically any button you press kills the enemy. And I do kind of agree with them. It is kind of silly to have to, like to use like hamster enchant something to like lower your damage, just so you can actually play the game in a way that's enjoyable. That seems to be something I need to fix. But we got a new Mabinogi director apparently in Korea or Japan, wherever it is now. Such a great trans time. Of course, how am I close to my level up? 2 dailies, I'm running level 60. It really isn't too hard to level up if you solo hard mode missions, that's for sure. Come on, left train. Yes. Okay. So what was I talking about before that? Anyway. You in for Terra's Daily? I'm in Terra's Daily right now. Era, too bad you didn't ask earlier. Or watch the live stream, because then you know. No, just kidding. Self-plug to people who are already watching. What? I don't even know. Okay, so one more room and then Dolhan. So I actually have a lot more time than I thought, because those rooms didn't take that long. Okay, but I have next to no HP anymore. So where are my wound pots? There they are. Just drink one of those. Even though I'm pretty close to level up and trans. But yeah, I really didn't need to drink that at all. That was totally a waste. Oh well, just one wound 300. And I could live stream these guys, I'm just gonna knock them into the circle. What's super great for this is Hydra. The thing is, like I said, there's lots of things of the skill sets I've worked on that I haven't finished. I am a Vate of Alchemy. I have Master Transmutation, Master Battle Alchemy, and I have nearly all of the Alchemy, Battle Alchemy skills, rank 1. So like as far as fighting with Alchemy, I do pretty good. I'm still working on like Synthesis, and I need to change my hotkeys to Lances again. So we're going to Synthesis, Transmutation, Transmutation, Metal Conversion, all that kind of, Metal Conversion, I said that twice, Fragmentation, those kind of things. I'm still working on those. But as far as Battle Alchemy, I have everything basically rank 1, except Hydra, which is like one of the best alchemy skills in the game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with that statement. And so it's really funny. Like, here I am, I'm a Master Lancer, I'm a Master Warrior, I'm a Master Lancer with only rank 8 against counter. I'm a Master Warrior with only rank 5 defense. And there's just like so many things that are like defense really isn't a big deal. Lance counter kind of is, especially for the secret penetrating enchant, like I was saying earlier. You too, just no, you're just dying. You're not even going in a circle. You're just gonna die. That's right. Run at me. Run at me. There we go. Yes, into the circle with ye. Ye ghost of the Partholon. Fail. Smasher. 10. I think I need 18. I'm being really slow about this. Oh yes, run at me, bro. Run at me for your friend, not you in the face. Yes, now you get to die. So yeah, I'm a decent alchemist warrior lancer, but I am not the best. Nowhere near the best. And it's great. And so I can actually, you know, and so I love comboing. So like I have all these moves I can combo with, but I don't necessarily kill everything with all those moves. So I can have fun comboing. And it takes me longer to kill stuff, and that is the downside. That's like, not even like a downside, it's like the downside to not being very strong, is not being able to kill things very fast. Especially when you have party members that do, and they're like, man, I just soloed 3 rooms, what are you doing in that one here? So that can be interesting. Alright, so for Dullahan, I'm re-gearing all up. All up in here is the re-gearing. Once I actually kill these guys. You know what? I can probably get 2 for 1. Right here. Boom, bam. Done. Okay, let's go. So, for Dullahan, a couple interesting things. You can evade the axes. Evasion does work, and so I'm totally glad I ranked evasion. For that is one of the reasons that I'm totally glad I ranked it. You can defend it, and if you have a shield, it will reduce the damage. Totally great. Put that here, take this off. Too big. Move that. Okay. I don't want my Avon shield. I could use my Veil shield and reduce it to 1, but that kind of feels like cheating, because kind of... They haven't come out and say it's a glitch, but I'm guessing it's a glitch, so I'd rather not abuse it if I can avoid it. And then I'm honestly going to use my Hurricane Cylinder for freeze time. Now, because I haven't actually been using this, I'm just going to spend some time out here. I got 20 minutes. Of course, I usually end the live stream at 6. That was an hour. That was 12 minutes ago. Not an hour ago. That was 12 minutes ago, but whatever. So I'm going to go on. I'm going to fill my orbs up, which is super easy to do in Shadow Mission dungeons, because you can just summon barricades. And then hit them with alchemy if my mouse will stop glitching out, or spazzing out. Barricades are sometimes a pain to actually click on. And then do that for the extra fire, even though... Oh yeah, I'm good on clay now. I could cast shock on myself, that seems like a waste. Though shock doesn't really help against the line anyway, so it's not really a waste. But basically what my plan is I have a Crystal Deer. And you could theoretically do this with something like Shadow Walk, Shadow Cloak, which you just got with ninja skills. But you'd probably want the Master title for the 6 seconds and be rank 1. Obviously you have the Master title to rank 1. Actually not obviously, because I think if you de-rank some skills, sometimes you get to keep the Master title. Maybe. That might be a lie. Don't take that to the bank. But anyway, 6 seconds, run in there invisible, and frozen blast wave the blinkers. That's my plan. Or slow by them, or ice dragon them, whatever you're gonna do to kill the blinkers. Okay, those 3 at least in the side there in a group. How are you? But if you don't have a Crystal Deer, which you might not, 'cause it's actually a pretty old pet by now. This was the first area effect pet that ever came out. And it has the great ability to mimic Elfite. Mimic Elfite. I'm gonna run in here, I'm gonna write it, and then use the hide command. Alright, oh, there's 5. I thought there was 4. Oh well. These 3 I should be able to get. And then, as long as I can pay attention to Dullahan, I should be able to do this pretty alright. So do this, do this. Okay, good. The ones that aggroed me, I froze. There's Dullahan. Okay, let's see what he does with his axe first. Alright, so use defense with this. Reduce it down to 300 damage, which is still a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. But it's a whole lot more than my entire health, which is what he'll normally do if you don't use defense. See if I can burst this guy down. The only problem is dealing with blinkers while dealing with Dullahan. That's why this mission is annoying. here we go. This is where it gets interesting. So right now I don't have anything to help me with. Oh, I just lost trans. Alright, and those guys are actually going to come out soon. So, what? Actually, you know, I was boohoo in shock. But that's actually a pretty good idea right there. I'm in trans again, because I hate Dullahan. Good thing is, at least I can life drain. Okay, hopefully I can kill this guy. Nope, of course not. Okay. My grand scheme plan is totally falling apart right now. I'm not even going to bother healing because Dullahan is just so good at taking away my health. But it looks like these blinkers are losing aggro on me. So I got 3 down. No. Punch you in the face. No magic! Bad. Okay, then his friend's like, oh, you killed my buddy, prepare to die. What's good about trans is if you ping, it will reduce the damage from magic. And apparently blinker stairs. Oh, no, wrong move. Yes, critical! Kill all the things. You, I need health. Oh, at least I was able to get health before... Didn't kill the guy, though. Is that, like, not aggro him? Because, like, life drain normally doesn't get cancelled. You usually get the whole thing or nothing. No. That's probably a waste to use that on the blinker, except if I can do this. And 1-2 combo punch. There we go. There's probably better ways to hold Dullahan, and usually, hey, Dreamweave, nothing's up. Oh, wait, not Dreamweave. Dream Awe. I think it's Dreamweave, which is a pretty cool name, I have to say, but Dream Awe is pretty good, too. Alright, so Dullahan, for whatever reason, stopped aggroing me, which I'm totally okay with. So, now it's actually a whole lot easier, because Dullahan is a whole lot easier to deal with when he's by himself, and you can dodge his axes effectively. Okay, my Hurricane Cylinder, because I don't need the Freezing Blast, but I was able to kill one blinker while they were all frozen, which is good. Normally, you want to kill all of them, but I wasn't quite able to do that. I was waiting for the axe. Now I can life drain that. The good thing about Dullahan is once you get him off his horse, he doesn't throw axes like near as much. I think he still can, but he tends to not do it. Alright, where's your axe, buddy? Come on, I know it's coming. Yep, right there. There's the Whisper. Here it comes. Boom. Okay, tanked it. Okay, now he's off his horse, and he threw one while he was getting off his horse. The other thing great about Sandburst is it can Sandburst Dullahan. I mean, you can't get much better than that. I life drained him. This is where it gets pain, especially because I was on Lance hotkeys. I'm not using a Lance, and it's kind of not much point in countering. I mean, I guess you do some damage from countering him, and you could probably stop him from smashing. But, oh, no. Get off your high horse, or don't get on in the first place. That's right, Dullahan. Yes. You didn't drop shock 8. Oh, wait, no, he dropped 6. The chest drops 8. Oh, yep, that was GOP hard solo, which is a pain for me, especially. I bet there's some of you out there who can just totally stomp this guy in your sleep. Hard solo. You are not me. Ah, no, I didn't get to kill a horse again. Where's Dullahan get all his horses? Don't know. Not shock 8. Oh, that was another disappointing G-run. I ran GOP so many times trying to get shock 6 and 8. I don't even think I got 8 from no, I did. I got 8 from GOP. 6 I got from GOP from a friend. So it doesn't necessarily count, but there's a lot of GOP running trying to get me shock 8. But yeah, that was hard mode, GOP solo. Of me on the dailies for the Saturday live stream. Thank you all for watching, those who dropped by and those who stuck around for quite a lot of it. Thank you very much for watching. I do try to do these every Saturday on the Rari server. If you're on the Rari server or have an alt on the Rari server or some character on the Rari server you can come along with, you can come along with us most of the time. And try to make sure that everyone who comes is included as long as you play nice with all the other kids. So anyone that with a character on Rari is welcome to that. Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which was an hour and 20 minutes ago. So, you know, just hour and 20 minutes ago, plus a week. That's when I'll be live streaming next, hopefully. I try to live stream every Saturday. Sometimes I don't get it. Like last week, I wasn't able to do it because I was super busy. Lots of stuff going on. Or just one thing that was lost in a long time. Anyway, Saturday live stream, open to the Rari community and the Mabinogi community. Yeah, and Twitch community, obviously. I do upload these on YouTube, on the Let's Play Mabinogi live channel. And you can also find my Let's Play Mabinogi channel, which is in sore need of a reboot, and I'm trying to get around to that. But busyness is happening, so I'm not quite getting around to it. But my YouTube channel should hopefully be picking up soon, but till then, I will be putting my live stream casts on the live channel, and you're more than welcome to go over there and watch those videos, comment, send me stuff, suggest things to do on Saturday morning live stream, say you're gonna come, say you wish you could come, say, hey, why aren't you in Alexina, because that's like what everybody says, because like, it almost seems like 3/4 of the Mabinogi community is on Alexina, to be honest, because of that new tag, and how it defaults to the Alexina selection. But anyway, so yeah, comment, whatever. I'm also on Tumblr, Let's Play Mabinogi as well. I should maybe get a Twitter, though I don't really tweet at all, so that probably won't be very interesting. But I'm on Tumblr, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch. Good stuff there. Thank you all for watching again. And don't forget to log in for the hot time in an hour and 40 minutes or so. Summer hot time. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Thank you all for watching. Again, comment on what you would like to see, what I could do better, and have fun playing Mabinogi. Go to Twitch.